We're counting down the minutes to the first pitch of today's game.
Yes!
Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son, you got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude, you got to be willing to defend, you got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan.
Welcome into the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up on all things Milwaukee Brewers as they're set to take on the Miami Marlins for game number 2 this evening. Jose Quintana on the bump for Milwaukee, Jansen Junk for Miami, a 6:10 first pitch from American Family Field, game number 104 on the season. Yesterday didn't go so great for Milwaukee, looking to do things a little bit differently today. Let's see what the lineup looks like for Pat Murphy trying to bounce back in game 2.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan.
Starting things with the visiting Miami Marlins today. Their lineup looks like this. Xavier Edwards, the second baseman, will lead things off. Augustin Ramirez, the DH, will bat second. Otto Lopez at shortstop will bat third. Heriberto Hernandez will be in right field and bat fourth today. Eric Wagman at first base bats fifth. Kyle Stowers in left field will bat sixth. Dane Myers in center field batting seventh today. Nick Fortes, the catcher, will bat eighth. Javier Sanoa will be the third baseman batting ninth. Now for the Milwaukee Brewers, newly added back to the roster, Sal Frelick in right field will lead things off. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat second. Jackson Churio in center field will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, bats fourth today. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Isaac Collins in left field bats sixth. Bryce Terang is at second base, batting seventh today. Caleb Durbin, the third baseman, will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, will bat ninth. Well, yesterday for the Milwaukee Brewers, not a lot of exciting news. A very, very nice job of the post-game home run derby. I thought that was a fun time. Kudos to FanDuel Sports Wisconsin for showing that on TV. I thought that was a great move. So not only the people who were in attendance got to enjoy that, but everyone else on TV got to watch Keon Broxton win the home run derby. If you missed that, that last swing sounded a little bit like this.
15 seconds. Broxton, high and deep to left. And it's a winner. Keon walks them off. And he's going to touch them all. Touch them all, Keon. You'll never hit another home run as big in your life. Exploding bomb coming. Yes!
All right, let's get to the other stuff from yesterday.
Did you miss the last game? Did you miss what was said after the last game? It's time to rewind. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan.
The corresponding move, by the way, for Sal Frelick being reinstated from the 10-day IL is that the team has optioned infielder Tyler Black back to AAA Nashville as well, in case you were wondering what that move was. Yesterday, it was Freddie Peralta on the bump going up against Cal Quantrill in the game. Milwaukee, not a lot of exciting things to talk about. Freddie was fine through his first couple of innings, no damage done in the first or second. A controversial call in inning number 2 on Jackson Churio being called out swinging on a ball that ended up hitting him on the hands. I don't know if it is a rule that you have to be not swinging all the way through being hit, but Churio would answer back, however, in the bottom part of the fourth inning after the controversy from being called out on strikes. He would go big fly.
Second year in the big leagues. And he sends that one into deep left center field. Churio's going to watch it fly out of here. Jackson Churio, all business today. Ties it at 1.
All highlights courtesy of FanDuel Sports Network. There's not many more to play, to be honest, in this game. That would be the Brewers' only run. That run that they gave up earlier was a Kyle Stowers home run. That guy just seems to torch Milwaukee every time he has played them now. And Freddie Peralta comes in to pitch 5 innings. His final stat line looks like this. Peralta, he goes 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts in the contest. 98 pitches, however, for Freddie Peralta. A lot of full counts during that time. Was unable to go any deeper into the game. Aaron Ashby would come in the 6th after giving up a leadoff double and a bunt to get Lopez over to third base. He would end up stranding that runner, and Milwaukee was still in business. However, in the 7th inning, Ashby found himself in some more trouble. Then Nick Mears would come in for Milwaukee. With the bases loaded, however, he would give up a double to Otto Lopez, who had a monster day yesterday against the Milwaukee Brewers. And unfortunately, 3 runs would come across to score after a sacrifice fly that would bring Lopez in. The Brewers found themselves down 5-1. That would be the final in the contest, as well as the Brewers fall to the Miami Marlins 5-1. They're now 61-42 on the season. Miami 49-53. The loss goes to Aaron Ashby. The win is picked up by Miami's Josh Simpson. After the game as well, Jackson Churio extending his career-long hit streak to 18 games now with that solo home run in that stretch. Christian Yelich also getting on base with a walk, no hits in the game. 30 games in a row now, Christian Yelich has gotten on base. Freddie Peralta's streak of 7 straight wins after receiving a no decision in the game yesterday. Otto Lopez, first Marlins player with 3 doubles in a game since Luis Arias back in 2023. We did hear as well, you'll hear a little bit from Pat Murphy that they didn't make any corresponding move with it today, but Craig Yoho is in the clubhouse today, assuming that is because Nick Mears may be a little banged up. He's pitched a lot this season. Obviously gave up a couple of runs yesterday after inheriting Aaron Ashby's base runners, but we'll maybe hear more of that in the coming days. It doesn't sound like anything too serious right now to worry about, but Craig Yoho was up with the ball club. It is not an official move, however, by any means that he will be instated onto the MLB roster. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook as well. If you saw on the broadcast yesterday after postgame, they did do the home run derby, the alumni home run derby. I thought it was fantastic. I thought they did a great job at that. Maybe makes you feel a little old when you see how old some of these guys are out there, but overall, an exciting time, and it ended on perfect fashion with Keon Broxton winning the first inaugural home run derby for the Milwaukee Brewers in the Alumni Showcase. After the game, Pat Murphy speaking to the media. Here's Pat Murphy after the 5-1 loss to Miami in Game 1 at American Family Field.
I just feel like one of those days that kind of stuck in mud.
Yeah, that's a good way to assess it. You know, I didn't feel like we had, but I'm going to tell you, Freddie Peralta pitched in some tough circumstances, and he pitched well. He gave us a chance to win. So that's what your guy does. That team over there is hot. They're playing good, and they're coming of age. And that's reflective in their last 10 games and how some of those players are coming into their own. And they're just old enough, you know what I mean? They're not super. There's some young guys, but they're in a good place. And credit goes to them. All the credit goes to the Marlins. They stuck it to us. They kept after it, and we didn't do enough. offensively, defensively, or on the mound, especially out of the pen. I thought Freddie was great. I really did. I mean, he had some things. He made a couple pitches he'd like to have back, but didn't give up free bases. And when he did, he pitched out of it. Had some big punch outs. I don't know how many punch outs he had, but he probably had 9 or 10, right? Yeah. And then the bullpen, that kind of 2-inning segment got a little wobbly, but it's bound to happen. You know that it's bound to happen. I've said it before. Like, we're an inch from the top and an inch from the bottom, so it's a very fine line. You got to come with that edge every day, and I'm not so certain we didn't, and we just didn't. Like you said, we had some things go against us, and they got some timely hits. We gave up some free bases and made some defensive miscues that we don't normally do, and it leads to runs.
What did you see from Mears right out of the gates and just not being able to?
Yeah, as you'll find out, he wrenched his back, and the last pitch coming into the game, thought he could pitch through it, and didn't have his best outing.
Did he tell anyone until after?
He told us after. Yeah. Thought he could pitch through it. He'll tell you about it, I'm sure.
Is it something that needs further look, imaging, anything like that?
Yeah, I think so. Don't know for sure everything. Talk to the player, talk to the trainers. We're fresh after the game. We just heard about it. So.
Murph, what do you think about your at-bats throughout the day? Got some traffic and some different innings, but...
Yeah, I mean, you got to credit their pitching for one, and they've been doing that. But I thought there was a couple, not too many, but I thought there was a couple at bats when we swing at their pitches and not our pitches. That tends to happen. We faced a veteran who's faced us many times, and he pitched well for 5 innings, and their bullpen was really good. The lefty came in right at a time where we had 2 lefties up, and it was a tough time to see, and so that erases that inning, and then their other guys, we got a couple runners on, and we didn't get the big hit when we needed to. Churio had 4 good at bats. I mean, he got called out on the check swing thing, but that's a hit by pitch, and then you got 3 other balls he stuck really well. So a lot of guys did have good at bats.
There is the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking to the media after the game. That audio as well, courtesy of FanDuel Sports Network. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up on all things Brewers and Marlins ahead of game number 2, Jose Quintana against Jansen Junk today from American Family Field. You heard Nick Mears banged up. Well, he's had a pretty big workload this season, as has a lot of the bullpen for the Milwaukee Brewers. Nick Mears, one of 4 pitchers with over 45 games so far this season. You're looking at Grant Anderson, Jared Koenig, Nick Mears, and Abner Uribe. They've been used quite a bit. Even Trevor McGill in the closer position, 38 games this season. It's something we've seen the Brewers do. They don't really like to wrench their starting pitchers too much. They'll go to the bullpen early in games. But Nick Mears, we saw a lot of them in the beginning part of the season, maybe starting to feel it a little bit this year. We'll hear more about it later on, I'm sure. Before the game today, I don't really want to dwell too much on yesterday's game because there's not a lot to talk about. And yesterday, maybe there is an example of, hey, this is why you might want to see a bat in the lineup or at the deadline for the Milwaukee Brewers, which is coming up this week now. And I understand why you might think that. And everyone's going to point to Eugenio Suarez and his bat and the power that he can bring. Well, if no one's on base, solo home runs don't do much from Eugenio Suarez. Everyone was cold yesterday, it felt like, for the Milwaukee Brewers. They had just 4 hits in the contest. Those were the Jackson Churio homer. Isaac Collins had a hit in the game. Caleb Durbin, a double as well. And the last one came from Andrew Vaughn, who was nice to see him get back into a swing of things because he had a pretty rough series against Seattle earlier as well. Nestor Cortez spoke before today's game because it sounds like his rehab assignments have gone well enough. I'll play a little bit for you right now in the beginning part here. We'll wrap up the rewind and hear from Nestor Cortez on how things have gone in his rehab stint and when he plans to return back to the Brewers Ball Club.
So numbers look really good up there. You feel ready?
Yeah, feel ready. 93 pitches was pretty good. Bounce back for now is pretty good. Still don't know when I'm pitching or where, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, so that's what it is now. Kind of, it's a waiting game, right?
Yeah.
You got to figure out what to do, kind of.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know anything. I don't know when I'm pitching, where, when. All I know is that I'm getting ready for my next one, whether it's Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, wherever it may be. I know my 30 days are up August 1st or 2nd, I think. So I could potentially throw another one in AAA, but we'll see what happens.
How's recovery gone in between? Like, how's your body?
It's been good. It's been good. I felt yesterday was a no-throw day for me. Better than probably expected. Did a lot of my rehab stuff yesterday, and woke up today feeling pretty well. I'm going to go throw about 30, 45 minutes. So, and then throw a bullpen. Whenever I know when I'm pitching, I'll throw a bullpen accordingly and go from there.
Has the stuff responded the same way that it was maybe last season or even in spring training? Has everything kind of moved the way you expected it to?
It definitely feels better in spring training, even the bounce back. I mean, if you give me 5 or 6 days in between with no throw in between, I can throw every 5 or 6 days, but that's not the goal here. The goal is to be able to prepare and get better between each outing, and I felt like I wasn't able to do that before I went on the injured list. My recovery wasn't well. I couldn't work in between starts on stuff that I needed to work on, and that's what made me decide what I decided. But I feel like now, throwing today and potentially bullpen tomorrow or the next day, I feel like I can go out there and work on stuff I need to work on.
How long have you been dealing with just soreness or any sort of discomfort, really even going back to last season or years prior? Just
every day for 6 months. Yeah. My friends tell me, oh man, you're about to start the season. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be sore for 6 months now. Because every start is different, every week is different for starting pitchers. I feel like, their starting pitchers get 30, 32 starts a year. You probably feel good for 10 or 15 of them, but the other 15 are a grind. And, that's the beauty of it. That's why, there's so many little of us and so many elite out there, that 1 or 2 for every team that can do it for year in, year out. You look at Freddie and what he's done, 200 innings plus, the last 4 or 5 years, 3 years. I don't know what the numbers are, but even Quintana done it for 14 years. That's pretty impressive. So I feel like it's a tough job, but it's rewarding, and you go out there and you fight for the guys, and you go about your business every 5 days.
How exciting is it to be back towards healthy again for the stretch run and
yeah,
this team?
Yeah, no, this team has been playing obviously really well. It's exciting. This team is young, hungry. I was talking to Ryan Braun yesterday before his home run derby, and he kind of told me what kept him going through his later years were how young the team was, and it was a grind every day, and how he had to come and show up for the guys, not because of his name, but because of he had to produce. There was guys that were hungry, but that were coming up after him and wanted his job, and he knew that he had to come out every day and show it. So not speaking, I'm only 30 years old. I still have a lot of game left, but it's fun to compete in this clubhouse, especially with the starting staff. We have a really good starting staff. And guys in AAA that shouldn't be in AAA right now. But it's just the way it is, and I guess every team is happy that every team would be happy to have 2 guys in AAA ready to pitch in the big leagues. So it's fun. It's been fun. It sucks that I have to watch, for half the season. But again, I've been rooting for these guys, and I'm happy to be, ready to be back, happy to be back, and hopefully it's soon.
Given the downtime and having to go back through the buildup, is there any difference with how you feel physically right now compared to how you might normally feel at this time of the year, or is it about the same?
I feel about the same. I know I haven't gotten the action of games, but the whole build-up, the whole process through it, you still got to go work out, you still got to go run, you still got to do, stuff in the training room. So I guess the grind is the same, but the workload hasn't been the same. So To answer your question, I would say probably a little better body-wise than what I would feel in July, or in other years. But it feels good. It feels good to be here and just try and grind it out for the guys the last 2 months.
When's the last? There is Nestor Cortez speaking to the media earlier today about his rehab assignments. That audio comes from Todd Rosiak, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, on Twitter. Coming up, we're going to talk to Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Get you some of the best bets if you want to get any action on today's game against Miami for game number 2. Drew Wagner will join us in about 20 minutes of Forbes Sports. We'll pick his brain on what he thought about yesterday and going into today's action. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
See you later.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get over to Austin Herdina at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, the Milwaukee Brewers lineup looks like this today in case you missed it. Sal Frelick in right field leads things off. He's back in for Milwaukee. William Contreras is catching. He will bat second. Jackson Churio in center field will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, bats fourth today. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Isaac Collins in left field bats sixth. Bryce Turang is batting seventh, playing second base. Caleb Durbin batting eighth, playing third base. Rounding things out for the crew, number 9, the shortstop, Joey Ortiz. Joining the show now, as he does each and every day on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices, the sportsbook manager over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Austin Herdina, now on the leadoff show. Austin, I hear you're going to the game today, my friend.
I am. I'm in the parking garage right now at Potawatomi. I'm heading over in a few minutes. Just got done hanging out at the sportsbook and watching the UFC Fight Night event, and now we got the Brewers on deck.
Was it you who was telling me that every time you go to Brewers games, they lose? Like, is that going to reflect into your parlay here, or is it the unders? What was it again?
It's the under. Every time I go, it's low scoring. I don't know what it is. It's just something that's been going on all my life. Every time I go to a Brewer game, it's like 3-1. It's something low scoring.
I remember earlier in the year, did you get the chance to watch the Alumni Home Run Derby at all yesterday? What'd you think of that, Austin?
That was awesome. I think that's something we're going to see a lot of other teams do. They're going to see the success that had. 42,000 people hung out after the game just to watch these, retired Brewers players come back and hit some home runs, and it was awesome. I think it's definitely going to be something that other teams are going to see, and I hope it's something that we do yearly. I don't know why we have to do it, once every 25 years.
Right. I agree. I thought it was awesome. Keon Broxton walks it off with the 430-foot bomb. It looked great. Maybe weird that Keon Broxton won of all the people, but he was the one who played the most recent, too. So he actually reflected on that as well. Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook joining the leadoff show. Let's get over to the odds, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Brewers money line today, minus 162. 1.5, the run line will get you plus money at plus 130. And the over-under set at 8.5. What are we looking at today, Mr. Herdina, to get a parlay for the people going?
So I'll tell you what, yesterday, my parlay, I had Churio to hit a home run. I don't pick a lot of home run props. Sure enough, he came through, but the rest of the bet didn't come through.
Yeah.
So today, I'm going back with Churio to get a hit. Okay, I think he's going to at least get a hit in today's game. And I'm going to the game, so I'm betting the under. I have no reason to tell you that other than I'm going to the game. There's no scientific, nothing behind it. Just, I don't know what it is. It just seems like the under for when I go. And then the Brewers, they're going to win. They got the loss yesterday. The offense just couldn't come through. But, we got Quintana back on the mound. He's been just a real good addition to our rotation this year. I think, Brewers are going to win. Under 8.5, Churio gets a hit. Plus 310.
Plus 310 over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. A Jackson Churio hit. The under of 8.5 and the Brewers money line today. I like those odds too because Churio on a nice hit streak right now, career long 18 games. He's batting 380 over that stretch, has an OPS over 1,000 as well. Really starting to figure things out quietly, kind of like he did last year, it felt like, Austin, where it was just a slower start, and then all of a sudden it was like, whoa, this kid's pretty consistent, and he's ready to go. We'll see if he can help out the parlay as well today. Well, Austin, I won't keep you too long. Anything exciting happening over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook that people should know about? I know Fight Night was happening earlier today because it was overseas, right, and the time was a little different. I saw a couple of those. It looked like the beginning stages were pretty good today, Austin.
Tommy, every time you go to the Potawatomi Sportsbook, it's exciting. Come on.
Yeah.
We got we got WNBA, we got MLB tonight. There's so much going on. We got some boxing tonight as well. And then going into next week, SummerSlam. If you want to make your reservations, come watch some WWE on the big screen. We're going to try it out for the first time for our fans. Just go to Potawatomi.com, go to Sportsbook and reservations, and you can put your money down for a deposit on a table, and that money goes towards your food and beverage.
Real quick, one more time, the parlay that Austin Herdina and the Potawatomi Sportsbook liking today. Brewers money line under of 8.5. Churio to record a hit. It'll pay plus 310 over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Austin, enjoy the game today, my friend. We'll talk again on Monday. There's no show tomorrow, just to warn you, because we have the Border Brouhaha, which is happening over in Beloit for Mason Crosby's nice charity event. So there will not be a show tomorrow. We can't get anyone down here for it. So enjoy the day off, and of course, go Brewers today.
Go Brewers.
There he is, Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. One more time, his parlay. Jackson Churio to get a hit. The under of 8.5. Brewers money line. It'll pay plus 310 over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Line drive, base hit, down the left field line.
Let's see what the skipper has to say heading into today's game. Let's head to the Coach's Corner. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM. The Fan.
Still got to get to building a winner. Don't worry, that will come up, but we do have some sound from Pat Murphy earlier today. He spoke in pregame. Wanted to get you guys a little bit of that before we get over to our building a winner feature. Here is the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking to the media.
Nothing's official with Mears yet. I have nothing to report. I know he's getting checked out still. We're not at a final stage there, so forthcoming soon.
Is he even going to try to throw today, or
I don't think he's going to try to throw today. I think we're just doing a final check and see where he's at. And maybe throwing will be part of it. I'm not sure.
So this was when he was warming up, correct, or prior to warming up?
Warming up. I think it was one of the last pitches he threw. He felt it.
And he didn't want to say anything at the time?
I haven't talked to him about it.
Was it bad enough that he had to go get an MRI last night or anything? Did he get?
I don't know that he got the imaging. I thought he was, but I don't know for sure.
Okay. So we'll kind of wait and see.
You'll know today.
How about Sal?
Sal's active.
He is?
Yeah.
It's good news.
Yeah.
Get him back.
Right.
And you had said in Seattle, like, you just wanted to make sure that it was.
Yes.
He was over the hump and done with it,
Yeah,
right?
I just don't want this to be nagging.
Yeah.
It's part of this game that we have to have. We're fragile when it comes to players. You just don't lose.
Yeah.
Players like that, you can't replace him. And what he brings to the table is special. So.
Yeah, how significant will that be? Just at the top of the lineup specifically, where you've had him for.
Yeah. Just he's been. We've won a lot of games with Trang at the top too, but it'll be big. It'll be big to have him.
Marv, offensively, when Jack
we sent Jet back to Nashville. Jet black.
Oh.
Somebody has jet black hair.
I'm used to hearing him referred to as Blackie, so I just didn't know if that
I call him Jet.
Okay.
Or at least I do as of today.
So I learned a new nickname again.
Jet. Nobody's interested in nicknames this year, Groomage.
Yeah.
Murph, offensively, when Christian and Jack are on the streaks that they're on?
Yeah.
I mean, just creating run-scoring opportunities and runners on traffic and the pressure innings that you guys like to
You're starting to see Jack you saw towards the end of last year, and that's encouraging. The hard contacts are there, and then Yelly, while not swinging it the way he wants to, is just finding a way to help the team.
Jackson's always been, like, even in the minor leagues, he was more of a second half player. Like, he had some of his best production down the stretch. Do you think there's anything to that or anything about him that makes him give you his best late in the year?
Yeah, I mean, I like that. Everyone does, but maybe he'll get so good that his second half's better than his first half, but his first half's incredible, and I think that probably will happen.
Murph, runs are runs, but you guys lead baseball in scoring unearned runs. Can you contribute that to anything about the style of play that you guys do, or just?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, runs are runs.
I don't know. I don't know if the style. You'd have to ask the other team. I don't know. Does it affect them? I don't know. But we're an inch from the top and an inch from the bottom. We just have to keep scrapping. Just scrapping. Keep fighting. Sounds boring, and I'm sorry, but showing my true personality.
The key to building a winner in baseball is a strong minor league system. Who are the names we should know? How did they play in their last game? It's time for Building a Winner, powered by Ironworkers Local 8. Apply today at IWL8.org and join the Brotherhood building Milwaukee's skyline. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Yes, time for another Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8. Thanks again to Ironworkers Local 8 for being a part of the leadoff show all season long. That audio courtesy of Drew Wagner, who will join us in about 5 minutes here, as well as Pat Murphy speaking to the media before the game today. No answers on Mears, just trying to do things they always have, it sounds like, with manager Pat Murphy. Always so excited to talk to everyone. Let's get to the minor leagues.
Nashville Sounds.
Yeah, yesterday in Nashville, Chad Patrick was pitching for the Sounds. He went 5 innings, had a hit, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts as the Sounds would fall to the Charlotte Knights, that's Chicago's AAA affiliate, the White Sox, that is. Now 13-12 in the second half, 57-41 total right now for Nashville. They are in second place, 4 games back in the West Division of the International League.
Biloxi Shuckers.
Biloxi yesterday wins 3-2 over Rocket City. That's the AA affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels. Tate Cooner in that one had a quality start, 6 innings, 1 earned run in the 3-2 victory over Rocket City, lowering his season ERA now down to 2.39, 25 earned runs across 94 1/3 innings. That's the second best mark in the organization, only behind Melvin Hernandez of Carolina. Cooner has 104 strikeouts during that time and is holding batters to a 2.18 ERA in the same stretch. Xavier Warren, 2 for 4 in the contest, had a double and an RBI. Biloxi today, Nate Peterson on the bump. Charlotte taking on Nashville, Logan Henderson going for the Sounds.
Wisconsin Timber Rattlers.
Timber Rattlers fall to the Quad City River Bandits. We saw Jadhir Aranamo, 2 for 4 and a stolen base in the contest. It's been really rough right now. 8-20 in the second half for the Timber Rattlers. They're in 6th place, 8.5 games back in the West Division of the Midwest League. We'll see Tanner Gillis, 2.3 ERA right now on the season start. Try to get them back in the win column.
Carolina Mudcats.
Mudcats yesterday lost 8-7 in 10 innings against Kannapolis. That is the Chicago White Sox low A affiliate. Jesus Made was 2 for 4 in the contest. Braylon Payne, 1 for 1, had a couple of stolen bases. Luis Pena, 1 for 3, 2 runs scored, 2 walks. And Eric Batanti was 1 for 4 with a homer and 2 RBIs. All of it coming up short, however, with the 8-7 loss to Kannapolis. However, still in first place in the North Division of the Carolina League, 18-8 in the second half for Carolina. Dominican Summer League in action as well. Blue team falls 2-0 to the Red Sox, while Gold team also loses to Cleveland. Jonathan Rangel, 2 for 3 in the contest for the Gold team, though. Keep an eye on him. He was the All-Star as well. That was Batanti's 5th home run of the year, 2-run shot against Kannapolis yesterday. And Rob Zastryzny made his second appearance of his rehab assignment in AAA Nashville as well. Had 16 pitches, 2/3 of an inning, allowed a hit, had a strikeout. He was placed on the 15-day IL back on July 1st. It was retroactive from June 27th with a rib stress reaction. So maybe Rob Z on the horizon back soon for the Milwaukee Brewers in the bullpen too. This Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. Coming up, we're going to talk to Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports. We'll ask him how he thought the Alumni Home Run Derby and anything else he wants to talk about yesterday, I guess, went down, and get you all caught up for game number 2, Jose Quintana going up against Jansen Junk between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Miami Marlins. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
What's the latest on the crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Inside the Clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Sign your kids up now for July open tryouts at focusbaseball.com, ages 6 to 17.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get over to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, one more time, the Milwaukee Brewers lineup for you guys here today. Sal Frelick back, returning, and is in right field, leading things off. William Contreras is the catcher, batting second. Jackson Churio in center field will bat third. Christian Yelich in the cleanup role today. He is the DH. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Isaac Collins in left field will bat sixth. Batting seventh, Bryce Terang at second base. Batting eighth, Caleb Durbin at third base. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, rounds things out. He will bat ninth for the crew. Joining the show now, as he does each and every day, you can follow his work at Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter by Andrew Wagner. On the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices, it is Drew Wagner joining the Leadoff Show. Drew, how are we doing today, my friend?
It's very people-y at the ballpark today.
Okay. How so?
A lot of people here.
People-y. Okay. I heard you wrong at the first time. People-y. More people today than there was yesterday, because yesterday seemed like a packed house, and I only got to watch it on TV. There's not a lot of great stuff to talk about from yesterday, but that atmosphere for the Alumni Home Run Derby, how did that go in your mind, Drew?
It was pretty good once guys started raking a little bit. It was pretty impressive. A sellout crowd was on hand for the game. They got an absolute stinker of a game to watch.
Yeah.
And I would say a vast majority, I'm going to go at least 95% of the sellout crowd. I think it was 41,900 was the attendance, and I would say about 40,000 of them stuck around for that home run derby. And when Keon rounded the bases and they brought back the bowling pin celebration, it was pretty lit in there. So I'll say, for an organization that's pretty good at shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to public relations, they got that thing pretty much the right way yesterday.
Do you think that they'll probably revisit this now yearly, Drew, or maybe a more special occasion? What's your idea now after you see it?
My guess is, knowing the Brewers, they'll find a way to, overexpose it. And like, things like this are great. And we talked about with Pat Murphy today. It's something that should be done more often. Like, it's a great event, and I think you see other teams try to do this, and they're going to find a way to monetize it. But it's one of those things you can't do too much of, because then you start overexposing it, and it starts to lose its significance, its specialness, its uniqueness. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like this, maybe on an annual basis or maybe every couple of years. But it was definitely a cool event. I am fairly confident, though, that knowing this team, they'll find a way to overdo it and find a way to milk a buck out of it.
Drew Wagner joining us here, Forbes Sports. You can find his work, follow him on Twitter by Andrew Wagner. Drew, yesterday, the other development, hearing that Nick Mears may be wrenching his back before going out to pitch, then trying to work through it. Obviously, then they learn about it after the game. Seems like we heard from your pregame sound. Thank you for sending it over. We still have no answer yet on what's going to happen, but we did see other reports that Craig Yoho in the dugout for Milwaukee. Do you expect we see some news on Nick Mears heading to the IL with a stint here?
When the roster move was announced for Sal Frelick and Tyler Black, and that was it, that kind of leads us to believe that Mears got through today's testing without issue. Yoho was probably up here just in case. He was probably on the travel squad out west. Keep him around just in case you have a need. But yeah, from everything it looks like, we haven't heard an announcement about another roster move. So it stands to reason that that's the result. They went through the testing, went through a little bit of examination, went through some of the motions, and got through okay.
Drew Wagner joining us here on the Leadoff Show. Drew, this is now there are 4 pitchers in the Milwaukee Brewers bullpen who have pitched in 45 or more games now, between Mears and Anderson, Koenig, and Uribe. McGill even used a lot, 38 games for a closer. Is this now all pointing in the direction that bullpen should also be at the forefront for Milwaukee during the trade deadline because of how much they had to use a lot of guys in the beginning part? I know they're expecting to see Rob Z back maybe in a few weeks or so here, but really they've taxed this bullpen quite a lot this year. Could they use a new fresh arm?
I mean, hell, when Murph came out to the mound yesterday during the home run derby to pull Eddie Cedar, most of us looked around to double check that Mears or Koenig weren't coming into pitch. You're right; those guys have been used a lot, and I think even going into the deadline, I mean, the Brewers are automatically going to look for relief help as it is. I mean, that's the case every year. I think more so than ever they have to. But listen, here's the thing: is if they don't find the help they want at a fair price, they've got some options that they could go to. They could consider taking one of those multitude of AAA guys and converting them into a relief role for the stretch run. And then you keep all your guys, you keep all your prospects, you strengthen up your bullpen with some pretty good options. It just goes back to my feeling that the Brewers don't necessarily have to make a move before next Friday. You know, they have options, and they are playing pretty good baseball as is. And a lot of the help they might need might already be in the system. Yeah, people are still clamoring for a bat, but, you know, how much are you willing to pay to get that bat?
Right, yeah, and I think that a bat, you know, sounds awesome to every team at the deadline, not just the Milwaukee Brewers, but you got to look at the market too, and it might be one of the weaker bats, whatever the term I'm looking for here is now. There's not a lot of depth, it feels like, in the trade market this year. There's not a lot of options available. Suarez is the big name, and then there's a huge drop-off. It feels like McMahon just got traded, Naylor just got traded, so I don't know who it is. If it's Suarez or bust, well, it looks like bust could be in the potential there too. Drew Wagner joining us here on the leadoff show. Quintana on the bump today, Drew. Expecting a long outing from him today because we saw it last time, giving up a few runs, and I believe he had 4 runs on his ledger last time when he came out to pitch against the Dodgers. But they have Woodruff and Miz going back-to-back again in the next coming days. Do you think that Quintana has to wear a little bit today, has to go a little bit deeper into a game? Because now we learned that maybe Mears was banged up, or at least is a little banged up, and the other 2 guys are on pitch limits or innings matters, whatever it is. Quintana going to have to wear some today for the Crew no matter what?
Yeah, I think ideally they'd like to get him through at least 6. That would be really beneficial because they do have options in there if they want to go with like they've got Toby Myers, they've got DL Hall. If they need to get multiple innings out of a guy. The thing is, you have to use those guys in that role. You know, you can't use them in 1-inning stints on a regular basis when the whole goal is to have them for multi-inning relief. So, yeah, I think you like to get 6 out of Quintana today, and then turn to one of your, you know, bulk length relievers to try and eat some time and give McGill a lead in the 9th, or just pitch your way out of a potential save situation. Give all those leverage guys a night off.
Drew, Sal's back in the lineup today, gets thrusted right back into the leadoff spot. We said that was also another move that happened right around the time when the Brewers started getting super hot this year. Did you have a chance to watch him in BP or anything today over the last couple of days? Has he been working on it? Has he been looking fresh? Is he back ready to go so that being thrusted right back into the lineup, it'll be a benefit for the Milwaukee Brewers again?
Yeah, he seems like the normal Sal. You know, out there taking his sacks, out there taking his reps, you know, doesn't look limited or hobbled in any way. So, you know, expecting to pick up where he left off. I mean, the guy was playing really great baseball. And sometimes, even beyond just healing from the injury, sometimes just getting that extended rest when your body is just tired, you know, that could be a silver lining to this entire experience.
Drew, thank you so much for jumping on today. Going to play a little quick stuff before we get out of here. Have a good rest of your day, my friend. No show tomorrow because of the border brouhaha, just to let you know as well. So enjoy the off day from that. But enjoy Brewers baseball today, and tomorrow we'll talk again soon, my friend.
Sounds good. Take care.
Thank you. There he is, Drew Wagner, joining us on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. I did want to cut Drew just a half second early here to try to play just a little bit of sound on some initial excitement from the Brewers signing first-round pick Andrew Fisher the other day. I wanted to play this yesterday for you guys. Didn't have enough time, but Fisher, first-round pick out of the University of Tennessee, officially a part of the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Here he is just a couple of minutes before we get out of here.
Andrew, congratulations.
Thank you.
Officially signing today as a Brewer, chosen 20th overall out of the University of Tennessee. Just how do you describe today and officially joining the Brewers organization?
Yeah, it's like a pretty surreal feeling. You get a chance to get out here on the field and hit in front of some of these guys, and you got leaning on the cage and whatever else, and just a pretty surreal feeling. I'm like grateful to have the opportunity to have my family here as well, and just so thankful and grateful for the opportunity.
What was the reaction from you and your family when you got drafted in the first round, and what is next for you?
Yeah, I had a bunch of my family there, friends. Again, like amazing turnout from all my supporters and whatever. So grateful for that, and it was a pretty emotional moment, right? Like you're working forever for this, and now it's here, and then time to get to work right away. So it's pretty cool. And I guess what's next? Like go to rookie ball and meet some of the guys, and you can get your feet under you and get some gear and get ready to get going, get to work.
How does the Crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
There is Andrew Fisher speaking a little bit. Excited to be a part of the Milwaukee Brewers. Going to get down to rookie ball, try to work things out. He was a stud at Tennessee. Should be a really exciting prospect to watch for the Milwaukee Brewers over the years now. I think he could be on a fast track for sure. Being a college athlete, had a very successful season at the University of Tennessee, led the SEC in homers this last year. It's the best baseball conference in the country. So for sure, excited to add that to the Milwaukee Brewers farm. Keys to the game, how we end every leadoff show. And a little bit specialized today, as I brought it up with Drew Wagner. I am actually really banking on Jose Quintana for the Brewers today. And that is because of what comes after Jose Quintana. Brandon Woodruff will have the day tomorrow. Jacob Mizorowski starts game 1 against the Cubs. It's an important game today for Jose Quintana to go deep into the ball game. And as I mentioned last time, Jose Quintana, 6 innings of work against the Dodgers in that 6-5 victory game. He had 83 pitches in the game, went 6 innings, 4 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. You're going to need a performance very similar. You would love the runs to be a little lower. A quality start today out of Jose Quintana going to be massive for the Milwaukee Brewers for the coming days as well. And I do think they have to work something out so where they can move around some guys and get Woodruff and Miz off of back-to-back days. However they might do that, we shall see. That's going to do it for us here on the Leadoff Show. We are out of time today. We will not be back tomorrow. As I mentioned, no Leadoff Show tomorrow. We will be back on Monday for the Milwaukee Brewers as they will kick things off against the Chicago Cubs in that series. Should be an exciting time indeed for Milwaukee during that stretch. But no Leadoff Show tomorrow, in case you are wondering. We will be returning on Monday for a 6:40 first pitch, 5 o'clock, the leadoff show. Jacob Mizorowski versus Matthew Boyd. However, tomorrow it is Brandon Woodruff going up against Yuri Perez in the series finale. So we will see if the Brewers can get back in the win column as they have won 8 of their last 9 series and 5 in a row. But they got to take care of business today with Jose Quintana on the bump going up against Jansen Junk. Live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It is the Leadoff Show, and don't forget, send them home.